today's guest is an incredible inspiration. Moreover, an incredible person. She began life in extremely humble beginnings, impoverished, hungry, and homeless, and at an early age experienced the loss of three beautiful hearts that raised her: her mother, grandmother, and aunt. She was able to shine through the darkness and use her determination to create her own super successful jewelry business. Welcome, Miss Leah. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. I am great. I'm excited to be with you and see your beautiful face. Thank you for having me with you.
Absolutely. I'm so excited that you're here too because you have created an amazing business with an amazing mission. And I want to start off
Thank
with,
you.
you know, three people that you lost that were very close to you.
Yes.
And that really was instrumental in your life. So tell me how you worked through that. I mean, how did it change your life? How did it make you stronger?
Yeah, I love, thank you for asking that. I haven't had that question before. Like, how did I cope through the loss of the three beautiful souls that I lost: my mother, my grandmother, and my aunt. And all three of them, I call them pillars in my life. My mother showed she lived her life in challenge and fear, and society really had her bound. She was one of the most beautiful women I know. I just could listen to her talk all the time. She would sit down and talk to her children, but she couldn't break free of the bondage of society stereotypes. She was born in poverty and she couldn't break through that generational curse. So then we lived in poverty and homeless. But what I loved was she would speak life into our life, that our predicament doesn't determine our destiny. She asked me at an early age, did I want to be a follower or leader? And I had the choice. I had the choice to either follow the environment that we were currently living in, or lead my life to light and find my destiny and listen to that inner whisper. So that was my mother. And then my grandmother was a godly woman born in the South. Mother died early, all of her siblings separated. So she became an orphan at a really young age. So she could not get out of poverty just based on her circumstance. But she believed in God and she believed in strong faith. So she poured the power of prayer into me. And then my aunt, who's so beautiful, she couldn't have children. And so my mother let her raise me for a little bit. And I would go stay with her. And my aunt was a little better off financially. She wasn't rich by any means, but at least she had a house. And, so I got to see a little glimmer of what life is beyond what poverty looks like. And my aunt was a bold woman. She was a cheerful woman, but she would walk in the room and she was like this chair, if anyone can see this yellow bright chair. She would walk in the room and the room would light up like with joy and just this zest for life. And I remember so many nuggets she taught me, but so clear. She told me to look people in the eye when I spoke to them and to sit and walk with my back straight. And these were just words and actions that she was pouring into me of confidence and a possibility that I am, no matter what I was born into, I am deserving to walk with my head up. And so I lost these wonderful women. I believe I black out trauma. Honestly, I do. But I believe I lost them before 23. So super young. And my way of coping, to finally get to the question, I'd like to give a backstory so you
Oh,
can
absolutely.
understand that how that could either break me. And I lost them in stair steps, like my mother first, then my aunt, then my grandmother, like maybe a couple years apart. So it was like no break. It was one after another after another. And the way I cope with that is either I die with them or I understand how beautiful all of these little nuggets, I just gave you many nuggets of what they put into me, or I realize these nuggets that I shared with you was living life of them within me. And I can decide to live for them. And I could decide to take every powerful, wonderful thing that they gave to me and leave any negativity that they may have had through their life trauma, separate that, and then take all of their goodness that they would want to pour in the world and build it up in me as beauty, and be a legacy for them to take everything that they could want to accomplish or wanted to give to the world and make it my mission in life to be the light of these wonderful women that couldn't totally get that out in the world. And that's what I determined to do. Before my mother passed, I chose light. So she gave me that question, right? Do you want to be a leader or follower? So if you want to know the answer to the question, I chose to lead my life. I chose that, wow, I could choose, and I'm going to choose light every moment of my life. It doesn't matter if I have lost. It doesn't matter if I have major hardships. Those words that my mother gave me, Holly, truthfully, is what I use to get through the challenges. Like, there's a power of choice in everyone's life. And so then what do you want to live with? And before she passed, she gave me these little earrings, and they were little sparkling little crystals. And she said, wear them all the time, Lia. They represent the light that's always within you. No matter whether it gets really hard and you can't find your light, wear these as a visual reminder that it is within you, and all you have to do is sparkle through it. And that's where I started my passion and love of just sketching jewelry that will be reminders of how to get back to the light in life.
I love that. I love that. I think that's so amazing because you're right. It's like even that small reminder can be something to uplift you and say, hang on a second, no matter how bad whatever the situation might be, you have a choice.
Yeah.
And you get to choose which way to go. And I love jewelry. I think, and I have seen your pieces. They're amazing. Tell me, so what does that journey look like? So you started designing jewelry, like take me from the beginning, like all the way where you're at now, because you've had some amazing success, my friend.
Yes, I'm so grateful. The journey is never easy. So all my entrepreneurs and business owners, especially startup business owners who are out there, I'd love to encourage you. This statement is a statement of encouragement. The journey towards your dreams is not easy, but it's worth it.
True story.
So it's hard. I mean, you have a dream, and literally you can see the dream in your head if you close your eyes. One of my hearts told me, just close your eyes and see the dream so clearly, like literally every step of it. And so I could close my eyes and I could see it. Then you open your eyes up and you're like, ooh, don't really look like that. Wait a minute, hurdle.
Not there yet. Almost.
Exactly. So it's interesting that I started with a dream, but I also know that you have to do multiple things at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I decided that I continue to work. I have to support myself. So I have a dream and a mission. And the dream of Lia Key Jewelry, Valencia means brave, happens to be my middle name. And Key is my last name, but it also defines, as we know, to unlock or to open, right? So my mission, what my mother, grandmother, and aunt did for me is they unlocked the light, love, bravery, and perseverance in my life. And my prayer through every wearer of my jewelry is that every time they wear it, it's a wearable reminder to keep unlocking that light, keep unlocking the joy, keep persevering, even when the doors get closed on you. There's a key somewhere to unlock it, even if it's just a little bit, just to get a glimpse of the light, and it'll shine just enough to keep you moving forward. And I know that's my purpose. And in my purpose, I also know I had to eat.
That's
So,
important. Yes.
important. So what I'm saying is, as an entrepreneur, some people say, give up everything, jump all in, mentally jump all in, physically do all the work. But for me, I have to multitask. I still work. I'm blessed to work with beauty brands, and I'm blessed to do a job that I love to help support the dream that I want to give to the world. So that's one nugget I want to share to people. It's okay to multitask that dream so that you can survive. I know I don't have children, but I know there are some mothers sitting out there who have children and they're like, I have a big dream and I know it's true, but I got babies to feed. I can't give it all up to go for the dream. It's just not feasible. So I'm going to encourage you that don't stop your day job, but maybe you got to lose a couple extra winks of sleep to go for that dream. Never let that dream go uncatered to, because if God put a dream in your heart that is meant to come out to the world. And I just keep pushing. So I multi-work. And then I believe that everything starts in the heart, and you're going to hear the word why. Everyone talks about why, but your why. And now, when words are overused, and the reason why words are overused is because it's true.
True story.
Right? I know we get tired of hearing it, like, oh, it's becoming trendy. No, it's not trendy. It's just really true. And so I'm going to jump on that why bandwagon, and I'll take it just a little deeper. What do you want to give to the world? My grandma used to always tell me, because honestly, I grew up in my head a little bit of selfishness, like me, because I didn't have anything. So as soon as I had something, it was mine and I would hold it. And my grandmother told me and blessed me with the words, it's blessed to give than to receive. More blessed to give. You are abundant when you can give. So I'd add to knowing your why and going a little deeper and say, what do you really want to give to the world? Under the physical, tangible business that you have. For example, my jewelry is physical, right? Mm-hmm. And so you will buy my physical jewelry, but the gift is the purpose that it unlocks in your life. The gift is tangible reminders. If you can click on this necklace of stars and light, it's a physical thing that this young lady who created this came from poverty, darkness, and nothingness. And for you to physically be able to click that on, it is a tangible result that whatever your dreams are in your life, it's possible. Because it's not reserved to one person. Dreams coming true is not reserved. It's just the mindset that you put towards your dreams for them to come true.
I love the fact that it's a physical reminder that you can reach down and touch it, whether it's on your neck or on your arm or in your ears, wherever it might be. And that it's just that calming effect that says, okay, refocus, whatever happened, and it's okay. Like, tomorrow is a new day.
Yes, get back up.
Totally. I think that's one thing that entrepreneurs really struggle with is, you're going to get kicked. And sometimes you're going to get kicked in the face. And sometimes you're going to get drugged through the gravel by your face. But you know what? You just got to get back up. Because tomorrow's another day, right?
Like you can get back up crying. Like, yes, it's okay to bring the tears and the sorrow and the disappointment with you. Some people say, oh, get back up and leave it like it never happened and start again. No, as long as you get up, I don't care if you get up with the dirt still in your mouth and the wound still gashed open and your head hung low. If you get back up and take one more step towards your dream, God is going to take 10 more steps for you. And that's my living being. I get so many no's. There's so many hurdles that I can't even think about. Like, you even think you're planning your business and you have mentors and people tell you these things and you're like, okay, I know about this. And then you do an action like manufacturing, for example, and I hand sketch each design. So I'm not just pulling stuff off the shelf. I'm really designing these pieces to be how I would want it to be a visual trigger for you. So I'm sketching these designs and then they go into a 3D CAD design. We'll get technical. And then from there, it goes to a manufacturer to create from my creation. Well, sometimes there's challenges because it's like, I gave you everything. I did the hand sketch. I did the 3D design. I had a phone call for you. We did a video chat. And this is still wrong? Hurdles, like,
Yes.
So I just think everything is about choosing.
Right.
Is it worth it? And that giving, what you want to give to the world has to be really worth it, because it's got to propel you to move on, and money won't be the answer.
Right. What do you think the best way, if someone is struggling to figure out, like they know that they're called to do something, but they're struggling with their why? Now, they might be looking at money in a different aspect of that. Money is great because you can use it to bless other people.
Amazing, actually.
It's not necessarily like a negative connotation, which I feel like a lot of people give it, but
No, it's not.
what if someone was struggling with their why? What's a good way that you could like help guide them and say, okay, here's some things that I worked through to determine what that why was?
Yes, that's a good question. One thing, it's all about, every business hopefully is about how you're making someone feel, right?
Absolutely.
That's a really, from finance, if you're a bookkeeper, they feel great about their books, right?
Absolutely.
If you're a
That
chef,
stress level is
is
alleviated.
taking it down, right? So
Yep.
they feel organized. If you're a housekeeper, you feel at peace because your space is organized, right? So what I did is take, and I call those the art forms of your gift, right? So look at your art form that that your business is, whatever it is, and then micro level it down. So if I'm a housekeeper, that's my business. Well, my business is to come and clean homes, organize homes. Got it, clear. But why? What is going to clean? First of all, why do you want to do it? Well, I just like when people feel organized. Like, I literally get joy when people can walk in a space and feel free. And I know a lot of people struggle with that. That's a gift. That's not even a why. That's a gift to give to someone. It's beautiful. And what I'm trying to retrain, because I don't like selling. I don't want to sell jewelry a day in my life. Ever, 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 ever. But if I know I'm gifting someone something, you always want to gift someone something. Like, it gives you joy. So I think that's the one step that you can start thinking about with your business as you start it. What gift am I giving someone? Because it'll actually bring a smile to your face when you talk about your business. And then the next thing is, so you got to take it deeper. How does it change the person's life? Got a gift, you get joy out of it. Then how is that person's life going to be changed by it? Finance, bookkeeper person, they can grow their business.
Yes.
What? That's amazing. That's a good why.
That benefits so many people too when businesses grow.
Right? So with my jewelry, my gift is wearable art. What came was my mother, right, telling me that this symbolism is power.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood that wearable symbols, and then I paralleled it because I lost my 3 pillars. So then I realized, wow, at every moment or any moment in your life, you may not have your source of strength with you.
Mm-hmm.
They may be gone, or they just can't be with you. And there's some beauty in having symbolisms to trigger you back in. So that's my first thing. And I get joy in creating. My second thing, and then how is it life changing, is when I can create a beautiful symbol that, one, someone just gets joy in wearing, and then 2, when they look at it, it actually can become life changing because it can spark them to get back up again.
Mm-hmm.
It can spark them to click their earrings on and walk in a room and change an entire atmosphere just because it reminded them to smile. It can trigger when you wear a believe check bracelet of mine. I put the check next to it because we always have to check in with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It can trigger you to say, we always get self-doubt. Every human, the most confident human that you think is confident, has self-doubt. It's just, I think, a human thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at a word and it says, no, believe, it can trigger the power to believe. That's life changing. That can actually change the trajectory of someone's life. How beautiful is that? I've had a friend, she's so wonderful. She wore my necklace, my earrings and necklace, to one of her biggest meetings in her life, her book deal.
Wow.
It was a book deal, and it was a big book deal. And she said, it just let me know. I clicked them in before the meeting and said, you belong here.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked them in and said, walk in the room and just radiate light, no matter what the energy is. Change the atmosphere. Walk in and unlock your bravery, because that's what's inside of you. That's life changing. So that's how I go in and in and in, how I can be of service. And that really will give you comfort in your business.
I love that. Now, one question that I always ask all my guests is, what's one piece of advice, looking back, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a small business owner?
Yes. Well, I'm going to give this to myself and you and
Okay.
any small business owner. When you have these big ideas, and the most of it, I keep talking about finances and books, clearly, because that's on my brain. Take a pause and really do your research on what it is to structure your business. What does that look like? Because we can get rolling, like, because our passion is exciting and we
Right.
like doing those things, but take a moment and really research first. Always, I feel, incorporate. I don't, if it's an LLC or whatever you choose to do, there's some power in actually being a business on the
You got to
books.
protect yourself too.
Protect yourself. So I would encourage you to do that. And then secondly, what I'm trying to learn, haven't figured that out totally, is what's your financial structure? Like, really get that solid. What is having books? It's this word, like, is it a book? Is it a digital? Is it QuickBooks? Whatever it is, get that solid before you even start taking money in, or get everything so it could be balanced. So as you start growing, you're clear and in order, and you're able to see, am I profitable? Am I not profitable? What money am I putting out? Also, please keep your receipts. As a business owner, keep your receipts. It is power for taxes, all the fun stuff. But at the end of every year, there is taxes. So I would prepare for taxes, and this isn't even fun stuff, but this is business. And to me, if that's not right, you have a hobby. And we want you to have a business, think about your taxes. Save to pay your taxes so you can actually pay whatever taxes you owe in advance throughout the year. Save your receipts. Take your notes on your receipts for what that was in business, why you spent on it. So by the end of the year, you have this wonderful track record of what you are financially doing in your business. And that's going to save you a lot of headache in year 5 when you're trying to catch up,
Or even if you're in December and you're like, what was that thing I spent on in January?
Exactly.
What did I buy that with? I think those foundational systems are so important because you're right. Those things aren't, I mean, depending on the type of person you are, might not be the funnest. I mean, I would
Right.
much rather design jewelry than talk about
It's
QuickBooks.
not
But
mine.
it's, you know what? It's something that you've got to know, you've got to have conversations about because it's so important. And I think a lot of people, it's something that ends up getting procrastinated, but it really is that foundation that you need for your business to grow.
It really is. And I just want people to learn, from my mistakes. I'm trying to catch up and trying to learn this because trust me, when stuff happens, no one's going to send you a pigeon and be like, it's about to happen. Get your books ready. No, you're just not going to know it's going to happen. So if you start now, then you're like, yes, I'm already on track and you don't have to worry about it. And so I know that's not fun, but that would be my best business advice.
I was gonna say it might not be fun, but it's very wise to be like, this is something that you got to take care of. Especially if you want to grow your business. And what small business owner doesn't?
And you should think in a mindset. Okay, my second. You only said one, but I've given you 20.
No, I'll take another.
My second is think as if your business is already huge.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think it and then you say it, so it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fact. It's the law of life. If you think it, then you say it. If you said it, that means you have to do it, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage you, anything you say out your mouth, you do. I learned that super early. Be a woman of your word. And that just serves you in so many big ways, in friendships and business and life, to yourself. So when you say it, then you do it. So it becomes, so plan your business like it's going to be huge. Like, what do I need to do when my business is worth $1 billion? Ask someone, they're going to look at you crazy. Like, oh, you don't even get a sell. Yes, I want to be planned and ready. So when my business is $1 billion, I'm not asking these questions. And then you're already in the running.
I did a podcast episode that we got some feedback on where I was like, you need to create your organization structure. So like you at the top and then who's going to work with you, what positions are you going to need? And some people are like, that is just crazy that you're designing this massive company when you're little itty bitty. And I was like, my friend, you got to dream big. You have got to dream. You are putting a ceiling over yourself that you should not be. Like,
yes, and you don't even know you're putting that ceiling on yourself.
Exactly.
I'm just thinking realistic.
Yeah.
No, you're limiting yourself.
Totally. Yes, you've got to be able to like dream big because I feel like too when we get older, like when we're kids, dreaming is like part of everything that we do. But when we become adults, we don't share those dreams with people because it must sound a little crazy. But you know what? We still have to do that. We still have to write it down and speak it into the universe because if you don't, it's not going to happen.
It doesn't. I mean, if it does, you're really amazing and share the tips. But
totally.
The odds are just saying it, seeing it, and doing it, and dreaming it, and planning in advance. And even if you're not a planner, because I'm not, my struggle bus is planning and organization. I like to be honest about my struggle buses. I dream. So I'm planning like who? What am I? what's my organization? Who am like, you're like, who am I going to hire? Who am I going to need to hire? Like, what's going to happen when I grow to this size? I'm already seeing it, which is a form of planning it.
Mm-hmm. So good. I'm so glad that you carved out time to spend with us because I love you. I love your energy. I think you're amazing. Like when you so for those that don't know, Lee and I met in Nashville a couple months ago and it was just
Yeah.
like this energy like came in the room and I was like, who is this girl? I have got to know her. She is amazing. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I know you're very
Thank
busy,
you.
but thank you again for being here. I'm just so thankful that you were able to share with everybody so many nuggets that I think are so helpful to business owners.
Thank you. It's my honor. When I saw you, you were pure joy. Every time you opened your mouth, I'm like, oh, yes, knowledge. And so we gravitated to each other. I'm grateful our hearts are connected, and even more grateful that you think enough of me to touch your community and touch other small business owners because we need each other.
We do. We've
And
got to
I
stick together.
know we got to stick together, and we have to talk about our experiences, even if we're not teaching anything. Just talking about our experiences makes us feel not alone. So everyone that's listening right now, I am with you. I believe in you. You are not alone. And whatever you dream, it's possible. And I know that's a real big stretch to say, but if I'm sitting here talking to you today, then I'm a physical manifestation of possibility. So keep dreaming and doing.
So I'm so thankful that you said that because I really feel like there's so many people out there that need to hear what you just said, and it's so important. And where can people find out more about you, where to find you? Of course, purchase your jewelry so they have that tangible reminder every single day.
Yes, please. I'm so excited for all of you to connect with my heart. Join me on my website, www.valenciakey, VALENCIAKEY.com. That's where all my jewelry is, but also I want you to just go on there and smile. So at least just put your email address in so we can stay connected. I'll always send random messages of inspiration to your heart so I can give you forms of love and encouragement. And I love being connected on Instagram. So if you connect with me and my heart too, Valencia Key Design is for jewelry, my jewelry page. What I love about my jewelry page is people say they go on there and they feel welcomed because you see people of all ages, all hair colors, all skin types, and all smiles. Like just you go and you smile. So join me for a smile on Valencia Key Design and follow me around the world on my personal Instagram. It's fun because it's like a game. What state is Leah? What country is Leah in? What is she doing?
Where's she going?
What is she doing right now? So if you like games of joy, join me on my personal, and that's Lia Lia Valencia Key. So Lia Valencia Key on my personal, and we'll just stay in love with each other. And I try to make it a mission when you comment and say something to me. It's my intention to reply to you back and send you love because we need transferring of love. It's important to our entire survival. So thank you for transferring love to me.
Of course. Well, and I'll be sure to link all those links in the show notes as well. So if anybody needs a quick reference option, you can find Leah all over the internet using those links. Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it.